Hi Tom, Phil Beever here from the Wilderness Club. Quick recap on our lesson today. So backswing's good, you've managed to get that club nice and laid off. Lines coming into the ball were pretty good. For me, a little bit too square on, so lines were too perfect. Now that does sound stupid, but if you went at one hard, that right shoulder would come over and then you'd hit it left. So half the time you're having to hit it pretty soft just to keep it down the middle. And if we run through your swing here, backswing looks pretty solid. Love the look here. Right hips turn behind you, spine's tilting to the right. If we look at Robert at that same point there, we can see his legs are going that way, spine's going that way. So exactly the same as you. Just for me, as you start your downswing impact, you wasn't very dynamic. And the reason for it was really your hips. If they bump as far forward as yours are doing, we draw a line on your hip here and we come through, you get stuck. So you've shifted so much there. The time your hands come down into what I call the slot, so down to this position here, your hips are way ahead of you there. Where if we look at Robert as he comes down, you'll see because he's turning his left hip more behind him, when he comes down into impact or into the same position as you can see his hands are on his right thigh and he's got 90 degrees of lean. Your hands are nowhere near your right thigh and you've got 90 degrees of lean. So the time your hands do get to your thigh, because your legs are so far ahead, you've pretty much hit the ball. I mean, that we're literally an inch away from the ball there, where Robert's got so much more stored power, and the time he comes to hit the ball, his hands are way ahead of the ball there, crunch, loads of width, where for yourself, we can see you're sort of in sort of scoop mode there. And that's purely because you've got too far ahead of it, and you said you hit it high. So we worked hard on trying to turn this left hip behind you, but when you do that, let the right arm come back in front of the tummy and get the handle of the club pointing to the right. It's hard to describe that on here, and I've sent you a video privately, but work on that for me. So turn that left hip more behind you. So feel that when I was pulling your left hip back, and then the handle of the club's going to go out to the right, and we're going to start the ball right of the target and hit baby draws. Thank you.